The prayer I have for today is green is for Mother Earth, but most people will take Mother Earth and turn her into money. Red is for the blood that we and our ancestors have shed. And black, whether you love it or not, whether you think you are or not, it's representative of the people that I come from. And I'm not ashamed of that. But today we're going to talk about something, and I will be cut off short because there's a 10-minute time limit, and also there are people that do not want to hear the truth. So, do as you must. Stereotypes throughout history, especially American film, popular culture, scholars, critics, examined recurring portrayals of black men. And I'm going to focus on that today because that's who I am. The impact of these portrayals have on public perception. Many argue that many certain stereotypes appeared so frequently that they help reinforce existing social prejudices and inequalities. But what I say is, you already know, so let me remind you. And we're going to try to break this down into just a couple because we see it in the past, we see it today. The threatening physical figure that most people would say black men pose when they confront any issues in society. This is one of the oldest stereotypes in America media, where it portrays a black man primarily through physical strength, athletic ability, or perceived danger, while minimizing their humanity, intellect, intelligence, and individuality. See, this image did not originate in Hollywood. Historians have documented how enslaved black men were often described in terms of physical value and labor capacity rather than having an identity. And I will tell you that it is funny, and I will address this later, but they wanted to look at Jack Johnson, the heavyweight champion of the world, as some kind of beast. But they only did that because they were jealous of him being the #1 heavyweight fighter and best fighter in the world. And also, they were jealous of the women that loved him and that he loved, and the money he made. You know that back in the days when he was fighting, if he would have done something against a white lady against her will, they would have tried to hang him. But since it was consensual, they still made up a law to try to make sure that they could take him from being the heavyweight champion of the world and a black man with a white woman, you understand, and put him in jail, kill him, or whatever else the hierarchy in America decides to do with black people. Now, most people will call this a little bit outside the boundaries of what maybe America likes to hear, but so what? You have been mistreating us for so long that somebody has to tell you the truth. And you need to hear it on a daily basis so that you can overcome some of that jealousy and some of that hatred for no reason other than you can't be better than sometimes a black American in some things. So you fix it where we have to start behind the starting line so that we can come in second, third, or whatever, but not first, because the European is supposed to be first. Now, I wanted to say Jack Johnson was fighting in 1908. This is 2026, and we have Project 2025. We have people trying to stop us from voting. We have even our own people trying to stop us or impede our progress simply because they don't want to be black. And they don't want to lose the little bit that they got. After Jack Johnson, we could look at maybe a period where a film like Birth of a Nation contributed to racial fears by portraying black men as threats, particularly to white women. We've never been a threat to white women. That white women been a threat to us. Many historians agree that these depictions reinforce harmful stereotypes and help normalize discrimination. Of course. Then we have things that look like, you think King Kong was an entertainment movie? Or do you think it was a stereotype or a representative of a people or of a certain type of person in American society? Now, they say, while not all researchers agree on the extent of the allegory or discussions about race and representation, well, why would you have a beast like King Kong, taking care of a little small, supposedly frail white woman? Why would you even cast that? But you see, the critics argue that echoes of stereotypes can still be found when black men are celebrated primarily for their athletic achievements, while other dimensions of their identity receive less attention. Most people won't tell you that, sports, a lot of people have gotten rich, especially black people. But every time a new season comes along and I see them talking about camps and I see Europeans on the sideline, you understand, evaluating black labor, black physical achievements, it reminds me of a slave block. No matter if they're a billionaire, millionaire, whatever. And then let's move on to the absent father or disappearing mentor scenario as a stereotype. Who do you think took the black man out of the family? They're talking about black fathers being absent. Well, back in the day, you were hanging, tarring, feathering, burning, and then you thought it was a picnic because you brought your children to something like that. Now, if you want to talk about looking at a character of somebody, why would you bring your children to a killing? But see, these things have been frequently happening over a long period of time. The other is the angry black man as a problem rather than a response. You don't think we have a reason to not be happy all the time? We have a reason to be mad, but you turned it into some kind of medical diagnosis. And it's good that I understand that, medicine and all of that is good, but why not diagnose yourself?